So this is a song inspired by, in fact, exactly like, in fact, it is a true story, something that happened to me. And for me, this is something like, part of being a songwriter, part of being like all in as a songwriter, for me, is to take the like most embarrassing things that have happened to me in my life and the worst things that have happened and kind of serve them up for public consumption. That makes it better for me for some reason. I don't know why, you know, but this is one of those songs. I had an ex-girlfriend that I don't know if you ever have known someone like this in your life, but maybe for one reason or another, every time you're with them, there was something electric that happens between the two of you. Or, you know, at least that was how it felt for me. And I didn't know really much about love at the time, and I also have this belief that life is short and we've got to kind of capture every experience we can, and I was feeling that. And I didn't want to pass it up, so I went on this crazy mission down to North Carolina to find this girl from Boston. I went down and I found her, and I would make, you know, especially at the time, I've always felt like I would make a terrible, terrible boyfriend for anyone. And luckily I'm with someone now who is very accepting of me being on the road all the time. That was certainly not this gal, but I just knew that I had to like tell her how I felt, and so I didn't end up getting the girl, but I got a song out of it that we have entitled "Desperate Plea from the Heart of a..." Hold on a second. "Desperate Plea from the Heart of a Head." I think that's the solution. That's the solution to the problem.
Let it be the second word.
Yeah, that's right. So this song unfolds very much like the conversation I actually had with this gal that night. I find myself lost for the first time. All of the moments I had to myself, now I spend picturing you. But I am not cross, this ain't a goodbye. I am convinced that you one day will realize the pain that you're putting me through. 'Cause I worked on a farm, met a girl with a charm in the stable. We'd laugh all the time, drank our cranberry wine in a fable. Her lips tasted sweet, and I loved her as much as I was able. But I could not fall, I'd recall. And one evening when I would walk down the street, the sky would tuck itself around our heads, and all of the people we meet would come to life in the story we'd set. And I just don't know when this will happen again. If you are not set intractably forward with your cool boyfriend, your job and your home, it's a 5-hour trip if you fly. You could come live with me down here in the basement. It's cold in the winter, wet in the summer, but I know that we could get by. 'Cause I went into town, met a girl in a gown at a bar. She was smart, talked about art, and drank her champagne and ate caviar. We made love in the back of her stretch Cadillac fancy car. But I could not fall when I recall how when I figured it out, time was just space for our breath. It would tangle and spiral and soar past the trees that all swayed around our heads. And I just don't know when this will happen again. If I could just say, I know I'm a It was perfect. I know it was me that took off and left, but I was just anxious and dumb. I don't know what I've learned. I still march to a dyslexic drummer. Maybe I just needed some time to myself to write all the songs that I sung. 'Cause I've traveled throughout this whole world, lived without anything. I read newspapers and books, learned how heroes and persons win. Tried me some drugs, and I still ain't found love. Then again, I start to fall when I recall when I standing alone with the glowing sun closing its eyes as we melt into one in the dark. Make our own mountains and skies. And my beat-up guitar sounds like rain as it pours out the soul of the world, which is